Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Boy That Loved, a Boys Love podcast hosted by me, Dion. So today we are talking all things dangerous romance episode. I think it's 10, right? Episode 10. Okay, yeah. Episode 10 of Dangerous Romance. I watched it last night. And I have some thoughts, some questions, and concerns about it. Now, before we get started with the video, as always, please become a patron. Link below. Follow the page. Subscribe. Thumbs up. Do everything to help me out, y'all. Um, and I will greatly appreciate it. And yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so Dangerous Romance, episode 10. First thing I want to say is I've been feeling a bit. What's the word? Not vindicated. No, that's not the word. Because here's the thing. For the past few reviews, or like when I go live with Shaki and his crew and everything like that with Alyssa and Kern, we talk about Dangerous Romance. As you guys know, I don't think this is a good show. I don't enjoy it. But I still am able to talk about what's going on in the series, despite me not really liking what's going on with the series. And one of the things that came up was Kong's father is trash. Father of the year, he's awful, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, well, we're only seeing things from Kong's point of view, which I don't know if it's like an unreliable narrator vibe. I don't know what it is, but he just seems like an a-hole and not someone we should just take his point of view just because he has a point of view. Like, the show isn't giving us the dad's point of view or whatever's going on with the dad, just Kong. And I don't think we should dislike the dad because Kong has issues with his father. Because given the information we've got, he is allowing his son to be spoiled, and he doesn't get in trouble. He doesn't have to study. He doesn't have responsibilities really. Just get by and don't do anything to mess up my campaign. That's all you have to do, and you're good. You're Gucci. Which I don't think that's, especially with his partner having to like live in debt and scared for his life. Like, I don't like. It's hard for me to feel bad for him when he's like, oh, my dad doesn't expect anything from me, and like he's paying off these people to get me on the team and everything. It's hard for me to feel bad. Like, I can understand why he might be frustrated with his father, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, I know this sounds bad, but it's one of those boohoo, oh well type of moments. Like, this is very insignificant. If this is all the problems you have in your life, my God, you are so lucky. You are so lucky. So it's hard to really relate to this character and how he's feeling, even though the show wants you to side with him, which I don't understand how everyone's just jumping on this. I know he's the main character. Like, I know he's the main character, so like you're going to like side with him, but this show isn't doing the legwork to make that make sense. You know what I mean? So after watching this episode, because I said during the live, I was like, well, maybe it has something to do with his mother. Maybe he's trying to overcompensate because the mother died. He just wants to, maybe she did something like this, or she coddled him. There's some reason that we're not getting, and we got that reason, and I was right. Oh my gosh, I was like, as the episode was happening, as he was explaining things, I was like, right, this makes sense. It was obvious, the most obvious thing, because I'm like, one, it's hard to feel bad for someone who is so privileged, and that's his only problem. It's not even a problem, to be realistic with y'all. It's not even a problem. And then not even know what's going on with the dad, but also we gotta hate him because he paid for, him paying for his son to get on the team is no different from what he did before to get his grades. He paying people off to cheat, get his homework done. You were doing the same thing. Like, I'm not understanding how you're not seeing that. He's not. This character is odd. He very contradicts himself. But anyways, when we found this information out in this episode, I was like, oh my God, I really don't want to say I told y'all so. I just feel like everyone was against what I was saying. They had a rebuttal to everything I was saying during those lives, especially the last two. And I was like, okay, y'all, whatever. They're like, we have to agree to disagree, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, what is there to disagree with? Y'all trashing this man with very little information, and nothing supports your theories or your feelings towards him beyond Kong just mad at him, but he himself is an a-hole. So why are we jumping on that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Um, so that is that on that. I feel I'm gonna say vindicated. It hit. But one thing I did notice is that they go out of their goddamn way. The writers, director, I don't know who the powers that be, go out of their way to have to not have Kong and his dad actually. Oh, construction. Hold on. To have the dad and son not actually talk to each other. Salman is the talking piece for both of them. He helps them communicate, which y'all can probably like, oh well, he can't really talk to his dad. He doesn't listen, but he doesn't really talk to his father. All the things that Salman told his dad was news to him. Clearly, he's not talking to his father. Clearly. See? Unreliable. He's unreliable. Yes, he tells his dad he wants this, and he, obviously, when dad bought that bike that one time, he was upset that he said, you were not going to give me that bike until I pass this midterm or whatever he was supposed to pass. And he ended up getting the bike anyway, so he wasn't really like listening. But he also is not having these deep, really conversations with his father. He's not really having that, and this episode proved that as well. Salman is everything he wants to say to his dad. Salman told him, and also vice versa. I mean, I guess he could have stayed. Like he has to work, so he could have stayed, talked to his son and everything. But Salman being used to do this was a bit upsetting to me because I'm like, this character has nothing to do. He has no storyline of his own. He's there to serve Kong's narrative, and that's what he did last episode, before that one, and this one. So 3 episodes in a row is just the Kong show, and Salman's just on for the ride. On for the ride, and I'm like, this is so disappointing that this character he was our main lead, had nothing to do but this. That's all he's there for. That's all he's there for. And, I'm glad they're boyfriends, active boyfriends in the show. That's kind of lit, work, slay. But it's very hollow. It's very, it ain't, it's not a serve. It's not a serve. I wish it was a serve, but it's not. What else happened? Oh, so we had a side story with, what's Sci-Fi, his homeboy, which also the homeboy thug guy got his own storyline. Have y'all noticed that? Kong's brother, I can't pronounce that name. Kong's brother is serving homeboy's narrative, and he has his own point of view. He's like trying to get a life of crime and debt collecting, and I'm like, what is this character getting his own narrative? It's so odd to me. I'm not saying he shouldn't have his own narrative, but rather than us get to know any of the brothers, having them have their own story being told, being fleshed out, a goal in mind, something they want, a change in their life, any of that is given to other people. And it's given to people who have been aggressors towards them. Kong used to bully him, and Homeboy used to push up on them with guns to get the money. So like both of their aggressors get this like redemption story arc, I guess you want to call it. And the brothers are just there to help them on their way. And they both get the short end of the stick, as we saw, because Homeboy is in jail now, and Old Boy is out on the streets tricking for some money. Tricking for some money. Salman's in his teen escort era again. And I'm like, what? Also, Salman, he gets on my nerves too. He pissed me off this episode because when his friends came through, it was like, oh, we're gonna help you with your brother and everything. He was like, oh no, I don't no thanks, but no thanks. Are you kidding me? Isn't this not serious? Don't you need help? This is so dumb to me. I don't know why he does this. He can't ask for help when he needs help. Why? Why? The show won't tell us why he is the way he is. Because when Old Boy tried to give him money beforehand, he was like, no, I want to earn it. You almost got your face burned off. Not even 5 minutes ago. And you talking about something, no. This whole like moral high ground pride thing he had going on is ridiculous. Because now you out here, you had an escort, right? Now you have to do it again. Now we're back to escorting again. Now, obviously, you had no other option this time, but you had other option before, but this time you don't. But whatever. And also with that, before he done lost all his jobs, he had no options. Now he got his job back at the car dealership place. Why did we have him lose that job for him to get another job? So his issue at the moment was resolved right when it happened. Now he has another issue, but it's resolved. Now he has money again because he has his, the job at the dealership again. So I'm like, nothing matters in the show. Everything that happens to this boy gets resolved right when it happens. So I'm like, what the hell is going on with that? And now we had this whole thing where he's back to escorting for some extra money because he can't tutor no more because homeboy ruined his reputation as a tutor. So he needs more income. So escorting, and now they have him, be drugged, and obviously they have to make him a damsel in distress so Kong comes saved him. So it's like Kong's the good guy in this situation, even though he was throwing money at him. He was an asshole when he came in there. Homeboy was drugged, and you out here yelling at him, throwing money, talking about he's a like. I don't know. Kong. I've always had mixed feelings on him because they essentially make him a different character. Some of the character traits from when we first saw him are still kind of lingering there, like his attitude and his anger. But he was more or less just a friendlier guy from episode 3 on. So it's kind of weird, but I still remember all the horrible things he did. And like in this episode, and also he caused his own problems. Like when they got jumped by those guys at the pool hall, it was his own fault. He wants to like spend his dad's money, sell the bike. Now he wants to buy it back. Now he wants to cheat to get it. He caused his own problems, so he be pissing me off. In this episode, he seemed like he was like, your brother didn't do anything. We're going to figure it out. And then obviously they, found out he admitted to shooting his dad. And he was like, oh, well, we're breaking up because your brother shot my daddy, so we're breaking up. Which, because since he talked to his dad, them making up, or lack thereof, happening, and then his dad got shot, so he can't really make up with him because he's in a coma right now. It's kind of wild to me. This show is so goddamn frustrating. Oh my goodness, nothing makes sense, nothing matters. There's no character growth, no story arcs for nobody. Just vibes, vibes and invasions. The whole episode. Everyone pisses me off in this episode, and the show as a whole pisses me off. But I'm like, and then on top of that, the friends. So old boy gets injured, and now we have his own little story arc about how he can't play soccer no more. Which this show, he's been on the soccer team and he plays soccer, and that's just been his T. However, we don't know this character that much. Either boys, we don't know anything about them really. And this whole him wanting to be a soccer player, now his dreams are crushed, is an obvious thing. Like, it's one of the most common sports cliches in a show. But still, we still don't know these characters. We haven't got to know them at all. We don't know anything about these boys, guys. Anything. We know they're friends with the main leads, and that's about it. And they know like each other. They're like rivals. So this whole he may not be able to play again, or whatever the case may be. He's like crying. We can sympathize, but we don't know why. If this is important to him, what this means to him, we can only guess. You know what I mean? We can only guess. We can only be like, oh, this must be it, because this is a common thing for someone to feel in this kind of situation, right? That's all we can do. That's all we can do. And even when the other guy was like, oh, let me take you up to the staircase, finally they're going to be, I mean, they still kind of like antagonistic toward each other, but now they're like kind of cool, just like frenemy vibes. Even then, they were on top of the roof talking about not a goddamn thing. Wishing upon a star, sitting on the stars. Like, can we know about them? Can they communicate and talk so we can get to know either of these characters? That was a perfect opportunity. They did the same thing with our main leads. Like, they've been up under each other, and we know nothing about each of these boys. We don't. Come on, guys. We actually don't. They do study, and they do, flirt a little bit. And Kong has issue with his dad, so we know a little bit of here and there, but like there's nothing else. I mean, you would think after they went to the college to figure out what they want to do with their lives, that we would have got that situation situated. We would learn about the mother, Salman's parents, why they're in debt, what's their situation, how far in debt they are, why Kong wants to. Wait a minute, I forgot. When the dad was explaining, he said, "I used to be strict," which explains that one scene where he came in about to chastise Kong for just playing video games and not studying, and Kong getting scared and him being like, "Oh, actually, no, just playing. You can just not study." He explained that. I'm glad that happened because I was like, "There's a reason why his dad backed off of chastising him. There was a reason for that." And now we know because the mother, he used to be so strict. But I'm like, your dad was strict with you before, and you were. I guess you didn't like it based on that reaction. You kind of getting scared, but you also want him to be strict with you. You want him to expect things from you. Him to be hard on you and make sure you do right. But at the same time, you're like wincing and kind of scared if he raises his voice at you or chastises you. I don't understand that. Which is it? And also, every type of epiphany or anything that happens with Kong, he has internally. He'll do something. I guess he looks inward, and then he has a change of heart. It happened last episode. It happened this episode. Now he's like, well, maybe my dad's not that bad, or maybe Salman kind of like added a little bit of seasoning to that too by communicating between the two. It also helps because like, oh, my dad was here, which I had no idea you want your dad at your games. That's news to me, but he came, and now you know because he told you. Oh my gosh, this show it's not trying to tell a really coherent story at all, and it's pissing me off. I don't like this show. It is stupid. It is dumb. The actor is doing a good job. I will say that, and the cinematography is good. I just feel like the storytelling is awful, and the pacing is awful, and I don't want to watch anything this director does again. This I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that because not every show a particular director does ends up being a frustration watch. It's sometimes hit or misses. We all have hit or misses in our work, things we do. So it's not like we should, but this person's consistent though. I'm watching Love and Translation. The stuff that he does in this show, he does in that show. So maybe there's a reason why I would want to, maybe not continue. You know what I mean? Like he just so frustrating. This goddamn show is so frustrating. But that's all I have to say about it. You guys let me know. Sorry for this whole rant. So I probably repeated myself so many times. I'm so sorry if I did. But I dislike this. And I guess we'll see what happens next. We're almost done. So we're going to make it through. I'm so glad I'm not reacting anymore. But I'm also glad I started watching this show on 2x speed. Because, this show is a piece of work. But let me know your thoughts below. I'm sure you guys will. And I will see you guys in the next video.